Hey podcast, just before we get you to this episode, I wanted to invite you to join us at pageantlaunch.com. We are starting the world's first dedicated pageant review site, and we want you to join our launch team. All you need to do is put in your email address. It's completely free. We are looking to make the pageant industry safe, transparent, and fair, and we'd love your input on how to do that. So head over to pageantlaunch.com, whack in your email address, and let's get you to this episode.
Hi, I'm Bethany Blissett, your Miss Teen Galaxy UK 2020, and this is my interview with the Pageant Project.
Hey everyone, it's Adrian from the Pageant Project, and I've got your new Miss Teen Galaxy UK 2020, Bethany Blissett, with me.
Hi.
Bethany, welcome to the show. Bethany's having a bit of a nervous giggle. She's nervous about it. Why are you nervous about this, Bethany? You've got your crown, you've got your title. How can you possibly be nervous about this?
I don't know. It's a big thing. I'm on the Pageant Project, you know. Finally.
Well, I mean, look, first off, congratulations. Has the whole thing sunk in yet?
Thank you. No, not at all.
No, not at
No
all.
way.
I think it was Kaylee Atkinson who was telling Danielle that it actually never ever sinks in. Now I remember seeing a photo of your reaction, no, a video in the UK Galaxy highlights. You know which one I'm talking about. Natalie Pav has already said, "Hi, beautiful girl, your Mrs.
Hi.
Sister," and you are like in slow motion yelling, crying at someone off stage. How were the emotions when you won?
Oh, every time as well, my name was announced for an award, I was just absolutely hysterically crying because like I had a massive flashback of all of like the moments that had built up to it. Like, do you know what I mean? You do so many appearances and raise so much money, and then it finally all pays off. So it was amazing.
And you did, okay, so not to blow your own trumpet, but you did win a lot of the awards, right? Which ones did you win?
So I won Congeniality, where the other contestants voted for me.
Yeah.
Publicity, which is the most appearances. Charity, which is charity. Swimwear, evening wear, fashion wear, and photogenic.
Which one didn't you win?
Interview.
That's ironic. You didn't leave many for. You didn't leave anything for anyone else. That's not very nice of you. Megan Goldberger has said, "Hello, Angel." Megan, you've got your pageant pub quiz coming up soon, haven't you? Or was that finished?
It's already been on.
Or you?
She gave me a little plug as well.
Oh, that's nice of her. Megan, I would watch, except for me, you're on at like 5 or 5:30 in the morning, and I'm busy getting ready for Bethany's interview. But Bethany, before I forget, I've been seeing your sketches, as I mentioned to you.
Yeah.
The sketches that you've been sending to these different queens. Tell us about that, because I love it when anyone's got a bit of a creative bent or talent.
Yeah, so I'm really into my art, and usually I'm just doing, you know, on paper drawings, but my dad has a tablet and he bought a pen for it, and it was only this week that I've learned how to do it. So yeah, I did some for my sister queens, and then people were asking for one, so I've said £5, and half of it goes to the Christie. So yeah, little plug there for myself.
You could charge more than £5 for them. They look amazing. I mean, roughly how long does it take you to do one?
It can take a couple of hours, to be honest, so yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, you should be charging more than 5, especially if half of it's going to the Christie. Charge 10. Charge a tenner. Maggie has said we just finished. She said the sketches are amazing, and Shaz Miller said they're amazing. Because I saw a few of the Galaxy sisters put them up, but also I saw Gabriella Jukes, I think, had one from you as well. So it's not just the Galaxy queens that have them. How many roughly have you done so far?
So I've done about 20 so far, but I've had 60 orders.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we know what you've been doing in isolation.
Literally,
Sketching.
last night was up until 5 a.m, so sketching away.
I did, because I'm up fairly late, and I can see, because I know the UK time pretty well now, because I do so many interviews with you guys, obviously. And on Instagram, when you go on and you see the green dot next to someone's icon, that means they're still online or awake. And I saw yours on, and I went, it's 2 a.m, and we have our interview. Like, are you nervous? Are you like anxious or something like that? But you said you have 60 orders lined up. Did I hear that correctly?
60. Yeah.
Can you take any more?
No, I've put a post out to say for now the orders are closed, and then we'll see if anyone else wants one. Then we'll see where it goes.
Okay. As someone who has no artistic talent whatsoever, can you walk us through the process you go through to do the sketch? Especially because it's on a tablet. To me, it's very different to like drawing on a piece of paper or watercolor or something like that. So what's the process you go through to do these sketches?
So basically, I've made one sketch in black and white, and then everyone has the same position and height. There's a few different ones to choose from, and then basically every time I start with the black and the white sketch, and then go over the top, draw the dresses. It's so tedious, honestly, but I like doing it, so it's good fun.
And have you ever done anything like this before? I mean, I'm sure it's not the first time you've sketched, but...
No, not digitally. No, never before.
Wow. Okay, that's amazing. Elizabeth Coulthard has said hi, both of you, and Ellie Corcoran. Hey, Ellie.
Hi.
Ellie is on as well. Let's start with the easy stuff. Now that I got the sketches out of the way, walk us through your pageant history. That should be the easy part, unless you've completely forgotten.
Well, so I did Galaxy in 2018. And that was obviously my first pageant, and I was third runner-up and didn't have any awards there. And then I was supposed to take a break, but I didn't. So I filled the gap out with Miss Tunisia in Great Britain, which Holly also runs, Holly Pirri, who runs Galaxy UK. And then I just really liked Galaxy. I preferred it a lot more. So I went back to Galaxy and put everything into it, honestly, every weekend, charity work, appearances. And apparently it paid off.
I think it's more than apparently. We love queens that work hard, and I saw some of the things. So I saw how much charity you raised, and obviously you said you're working every weekend for the title. Danielle Latimer has just said, so you're MS Galaxy UK. I love my sketch. Chloe Lake has said, hey, lovely people, and Danielle Latimer has said, you are so talented. I absolutely agree. I cannot draw to save my life. But I really am big on queens who work hard. I hate it when a queen wins and then does nothing with the title. So can you give people an idea as to just how hard you worked and how much you put into this title?
So, every weekend appearances. I did 100 appearances in the lead up to Galaxy UK. And every time I've done a pageant, I've not done less than 60 appearances, like the lead up. So I hit 100, and I was on 99 before I went to Galaxy, so it really bugged me. I had to get 100. So I did one whilst I was there. So I got 100 appearances, and then I also raised £7,000 for the Christie, over £7,000. And so it was £10,000 in total, because I also raised money for Macmillan as well. Yeah, I was very busy.
I can imagine. How did you raise so much money? Because I know here in Australia, people find it hard to raise $100, which would be £50. £7,000 is an amazing figure. So what are some of the tips, let's say, for girls coming in who look at that sort of charity fundraising and go, I have no idea how to do it? What are some tips that you would have for them, for their fundraising?
So I think one of the big things that I've done every year is to host a charity ball. Because it's great fun. If your mum and dad can help you, if you're younger, help you just organise it. It's a great fundraiser, and it always turns out really good for me. It's a great night. You have food, dancing, and you can invite the pageant girls along, family, friends, and it's really good. My ball, Glitz and Glam, I had a Glitz and Glam ball, that raised over £5,000. So that was half.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And going around to 100 appearances, so how much traveling was involved with that? Because you guys in the UK seem to do an insane amount of traveling for pageantry.
So me and Danielle live quite close, and we're about an hour away from each other, and we are so far down, like away from everyone else.
Everyone else, yeah.
So there was so much traveling involved. Like every weekend, it's 3-4 hours drive, and sometimes you have to go there and straight back. So my mum and dad and my sister, I'm very grateful that they don't mind, because every weekend it's back and forth. Yeah.
They're probably hoping for the day that you drive yourself around so that they can just stay at home and chill.
I have to drive them in it, so.
That's good to hear. Maggie G has said, "OMG, was it the 100th appearance? Was that for her Easter egg collection?"
Yeah, it was.
There you go, Maggie G. You were the 100th. Amber Hood has said, "Love Bethany, such a role model," with a couple of love hearts. And Ellie Corcoran has said, "Oh God." Sorry, that's Thank you, Natalie. That's the Kelsey gif has popped up. Natalie Pav just donated to the Pageant Review site. Thank you so much, Natalie, for that. And thank you, Bethany. I know you put a donation in as well way back when we first did that. Now, Ellie Corcoran has said, "Such an inspiration to so many people."
Thank you.
Before you thank her, she's written under that, "I would not trust Beth in a car."
So Ellie is my best friend. She's very honest.
Is there a particular reason she wouldn't trust you in a car?
I mean, well, let me give you a little story here. So I met Ellie through Pageant, and we went to go and see Jasmine in Plymouth. So Ellie came down from Wales to my house, which was a 5-hour journey, and then we went to Plymouth, and we actually got lost on the train, and we ended up going to Cardiff. We got the wrong train, and we were on the way to Cardiff.
And whose fault was that?
Well, I blame Ellie, and Ellie blames me.
I mean, I know Ellie's blonde, so it could make a blonde joke and just blame it on the blonde. But what has that got to do with you in a car? So she's talking about your sense of direction.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay. All right. That's what you guys have phones for. No one needs a sense of direction these days.
Exactly.
It's fine. Debbie Hughes has said, "Yay, Bethany Blissett," and she's also said, "Love Bethany Blissett." So Bethany, in terms of, obviously it's very weird start to your reign. I mean, you've won and then everyone's gone into isolation. So apart from that, the whole corona situation, and whenever it finishes, hopefully it finishes and everyone stay indoors. But what plans do you have for your reign? Let's say it's a year or however long it is. What plans do you have?
So I'd really like to do another charity ball, which I've done it like years, so I'd like to just continue with that. Also in America, I'd like to maybe go to a homeless shelter, because that's one of my things that I was doing for Galaxy UK. I was going to a lot of I was going to a lot of like homeless shelters. I collected over 5,000 items, so I partnered
5,000.
Yeah. I partnered up with 2 of my local schools to collect items for the homeless. So yeah, and in isolation, I'm obviously doing 50% for the Christie, and I've done a few drawings as well to like raise awareness about the NHS. So yeah, I'm trying really hard to do as much as I can whilst in isolation, but it's difficult. It's not what we were expected.
Yeah, I don't think anyone was expecting it. It's so weird that you're in the UK, I'm in Australia, and you've got the fly bugging you, and I don't have any flies here.
I know. It's been sunny today, so I've had the windows open.
And I've been seeing all the photos, all the Instagram stories from you guys in the UK. I'm like, hang on, it's sunny there. What's going on? Now, we're going on with this with you and Ellie. Definitely Beth's fault. Chloe Lake has sent a couple of love hearts. And then Ellie has gone, we should go-karting to test your driving skills. I had a competition with Emma Collingridge go-karting, and I absolutely got slaughtered. I'm not a bad driver. She laps me when she was over here in Sydney. So, Beth, are you up for go-karting?
Absolutely. Do you know what? It must be a Pageant Golf thing. We just, obviously, drive fast. We're going to go-karting. I've done it before. It was good fun.
I don't imagine you can do it with your crown on your head, can you? I mean, depending on how hard it's pinned in. Elizabeth Frodsham has set such an inspiring role model. So, guys, if you have any questions for Bethany, put them in. Obviously, the nice comments are appreciated, but if you have any questions, now's the time to ask. So, Bethany, can you give us an idea as to what keeps you busy outside of pageantry? Obviously, pageantry is a huge part of your life. But outside of pageantry, I guess, what do you do to relax? Because it sounds like you would need it.
Do I relax? Do I even relax any time?
I don't know. Do you?
Not really. I don't know. I guess I sleep sometimes.
That's not a hobby. You can't. Yeah, what do you do for a hobby? I sleep. Is it really that bad?
No, well, my main hobby, along with pageants, is art, really. So like just loving art. I also do fashion and textiles at school. So, yeah, that's
really
thing. I can
sew. Have you always?
Yeah.
Do you use all these skills? Sound like they'd come in useful for pageantry. I mean, do you sew any of your own, or do you alter any of your own outfits?
I wouldn't trust myself to do that. Not for on stage. I'm still learning.
Okay. All right. That could be a very costly mess up if you mess it up, I guess. Ellie has finally put in a question. She's gotten off the whole you can't drive bent. She's asked, where is your dream location to visit?
I know why she's asked this, because it is her hometown, which is Anglesey, in Wales. So that's my favourite place in the UK. I love Anglesey. It's very at peace there. And apart from that, Dubai. I love Dubai, so I'd love to keep going back there.
Okay, Dubai does look amazing. I've only gone through the airport in transit, but it looks like an amazing time. Maggie G has asked, what are you most looking forward to at internationals? I'm most looking forward to pizza, but what are you most looking forward to?
I mean, I don't think there's anything I'm most looking forward to. But I'm really excited to go back on stage. I've dreamt of being on the international stage for a long time, so I'm really excited.
I can imagine. And at the moment, internationals are booked in for October. Obviously, that depends on how the whole corona thing goes on. I mean, the US is really struggling with it at the moment, as is the UK. In fact, Ellie just asked the exact same question. What are you most looking forward to at Oh, okay. I thought Ellie asked exactly the same question. It's almost like she copy-pasted. All right, so Ellie, we've got the question for that. So Ellie, ask another question. Debbie has asked, how many girls have asked for pageant drawings? Is Heidi way down this list?
I'm not going to lie to you. Yes, she is. There's, if I haven't answered you, then you're after the 60th order.
Wow. Okay. I mean, roughly how long is it going to take you to do 60? I mean, you can probably, do 2 or 3 a day?
Well, I think it's 2 or 3 nights I've done 20, so. But it's all day and all night.
Wow. Okay. This is why your hobby is sleeping, because you don't get any.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, if you have any more questions, whack them in below. Bethany, just before we move to the final 10 questions, is there anyone that you want to give a shout out to or say thanks to for supporting you along your pageant journey?
Oh, that's a big question, because there's too many people. Well, my mum, my dad, and my sister, of course. And Ellie and Chloe Lake, because Chloe helped me with my interview, and if I didn't have training with her, I don't think I would have won. I think it would have been very unlikely, because twice I've completely flopped and just sat there and cried. I'm not gonna lie. In the previous 2 pageants, I cried in both of them.
Well, I mean, a lot of people cry at pageants, but when specifically did you flop and cry?
So like, I just got really nervous in both of them, and then just went like that and just started crying as soon as I walked in as well. So I think, like, since my last pageant, the one before Galaxy, I've changed like so much, so much. I'm a lot more confident now. I don't sound very confident, but I am.
You're doing fine. How did you do that? I mean, you're very young. You're 17, is that correct?
Yeah, 17.
Yeah. So how did you change so much at such a young age? Was it from advice from people such as Chloe, or did you do a lot of work yourself as well?
So yeah, a lot from Chloe, like helping me, like just giving answers so that I weren't as nervous, and just really like trying to learn myself, like to be a lot more confident.
Do you have any tips?
That is one of the biggest things in pageants. You need to be confident.
Absolutely. Do you have any tips for girls who are working on their confidence?
Go to Ellie Corcoran. Because she just hypes me up all the time. You need a hype girl.
Okay, so if you need a hype girl, Ellie, let us know how much you charge. Charlotte Anthony has said, I'm glad I have known you on Carnival Courts and now Bethany.
Yes,
I don't know what that means.
Before. I did Carnival before I did any sort of pageant. That's sort of how I got into it, so yeah.
Right, yeah. Okay. Ellie has asked any tips for on stage. I don't know if she's asking for herself or just to give you something to talk about, but any tips for on stage?
I don't know, just work it. Just work it. Honestly, I had a lot of like training. I'd been with Maria, Rachel, and my walk was, okay before I went with Maria, and my walk was really good, and then I got on stage. I don't think I did it as good as I did when I practiced, but I was just working it. I was just me smiling verbally, and apparently 7 out of 8 awards, it did go well on stage.
I think it went better than well, as we've discussed. You didn't leave any of the awards for anyone else. You completely cleaned up. I bet who won interview, just out of interest? I can't remember who won best in interview.
First runner-up, Hannah Webster.
Hannah. Okay, perfect. Natalie Pav has said, OMG, I did carnivals when I was in my teens. There you go. It's something in common.
I did not know that. There we go.
I tell you, Team UK is looking very strong for Galaxy this year. Say whatever else you want, but the whole team's looking insanely strong. Ellie Cook, bless Ellie. Ellie has said, so many people love your style. What are your biggest fashion inspirations?
That is a hard question. I don't really follow anyone for fashion. Doing fashion and textiles at school, I'm always looking into the sort of trends. Right. So yeah. Some people would say I'm not that fashionable. If you've seen you did see my fashion wear. It was bright green, neon green. So it was going to be a hit or a miss, and it was a hit, I guess. Yeah.
I think that's what good fashion should be, though, shouldn't it? I mean, it should be polarizing. Either people should love it or hate it. Otherwise, you're kind of playing it a bit safe, aren't you?
You've got to be out there. Yeah.
I think so. Especially for fun fashion, I think you got to push the boundaries a little bit. Maggie G has said, can't get over how much that crown suits you. It really does. It's just, and it's sitting there perfectly. How heavy is it?
I wasn't expecting it to be as heavy as it is. Like,
Okay.
I was sat there on the Sunday watching the Miss contestants, and I was like, I really want to take it off, but I'm not gonna. It was sad. My head, like towards the end.
Yeah, the migraine sets in. I've talked to some pageant girls who said literally their crowns, not necessarily galaxy crowns, but just crowns in general, have literally left like little divots in their skull from how much they've been wearing. I'm like, oh my God, doesn't sound comfortable at all. Ellie has also said that she agrees with Megan. And now Maggie has asked any hints for your international outfits? As in, do you want to give the audience any hints as to what we're wearing at internationals?
Now, I think because of Corona, there's not really going to be much change, but we will see what we can do. We will see whether we can, crystallize some things up. Just see where it goes. I do love my UK outfit, so I don't really want to change my wear. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, if something works well for you, then there's no reason to change it at all.
That is one of my headphones. 2 seconds.
Sure.
I got AirPods in and it just fell out.
Oh, well, you're doing well if you can get them to stay in. I have AirPods and they're not cheap and they just never stay in my ear. They always fall out of my left ear. They're fine in the right ear. The left one always falls out. Shaz Miller has said, what a beautiful queen. Ellie, you should be interviewing Bethany by the sounds of it. She's asked, what's your dream job?
You're really supplying us with the questions, Ellie.
She is.
So my dream job would be to do like maybe a fashion influencer, something to do with fashion or the media, because I just really love, technology and fashion and design. So yeah, I'm very interested in like the cameras you use and things like that. I seen you at Galaxy on the Miss night with your little camera thing, and I was like so impressed.
That's first off, I love it when any pageant girl is interested in technology. I had no idea you were interested in technology because most pageant girls are technophobes, including my podcast co-host Danielle. She's absolutely just, anytime she goes near something, it stops working. But that little thing, that was amazing. If you ever have a spare, probably £100, £75. That's a DJI. It's actually right over there. It's a DJI mobile, and that's how I took all my little videos. But I had no idea you were interested in tech. So are you good with tech, or just no good at all?
I'm fairly good at picking it up. So that do you know GCSEs? That's the UK version of.
Yeah.
I don't know exam. Yeah. My highest grade for GCSE, I got A star in media. Oh yeah.
Oh wow!
That's my highest grade.
Okay, that's amazing. I love, just as I said, meeting anyone in the pageant world who knows anything about technology. For me, it's quite a rare thing. I had, I think it might actually have been Debbie. Someone asked me, they wanted to do a Facebook Live similar to this, and they asked me for tips, and I had to say it's probably going to take more than a couple of tips, just to give you guys an idea. And I'll let Bethany know, to come up with how to do this, it's been a journey of probably about a year, and I have a degree in technology, and it didn't come in handy at all for this. I had to figure it out all myself. So I just love meeting anyone who's interested in tech. Debbie has asked, do you sit in the bath wearing your crown as you can't go out?
Well, I don't know whether you've seen on my mum's Instagram, but I was just sat in the living room with them watching telly with my crown on, just so I could get some use.
I think Olivia McPike was doing something similar. I think she was at home eating pizza and she just had her crown on. So hey, I mean, you guys have worked hard for it. If you want to wear it, you can wear that crown. Now, a different Ellie Kent, such a beautiful girl inside and out. What do you love the most about pageantry?
What do I love most? I think mostly just the friendships you make, because I think it's just so wonderful. I don't know, I've made so many friends through pageants. We're always FaceTiming each other, and I love it. I just love the friendships that are made, and I also like the charity side because I was doing that before pageants anyway. So I think it's great. Like a bunch of girls looking all glam, doing appearances, doing charity, helping out in the community. It's lots of love.
Sounds good to me. Eva or Eva Grant has asked, what's your favorite part about Galaxy?
Okay. As in the rounds, or
I don't know. I'm just reading out the questions, so your guess is as good as mine.
So my favourite round would be fun fashion, because you get to do you, and I was out there in my bright green dress, favourite colour, and I was just like, yes, work it, doing me. Oh, sash down.
There goes the sash. Debbie has said, yeah, it was me. I'm still trying to figure it out. Yeah, Debbie, as I said, it's not easy. There are easier ways, but to do this is I've got 2 screens in front of me and like 5,000 different programs running. Chloe Lake, speak of the devil, has asked, what did you most enjoy about the UK competition?
I mean, this is the thing. I'm gonna say it. The soup at lunch. No, that one. It was good soup.
Really?
I guess winning. Yeah, that was really good.
Some of the food that I had over there was okay. I won't say anything. The soup at lunch. What flavour soup was it?
It was tomato and vegetable, and it was really tasty.
Good to know.
Well, my favourite thing, of course, was winning. That moment was like something else.
How did that feel? So the way it goes with Galaxy, obviously, if your name isn't called out, that means you've won. So how did it feel at that specific moment? If you can remember the moment your name wasn't called out, what ran through your head?
I've always said that I'd either want to win or come third, because I would never want to have to let go of that's just it. But I don't know, I just dropped to the floor and cried, because in the shower a few times I like to practice law of attraction. So in the shower, I've been thinking to myself before I won, not having my name called. And that winning moment, and just I know that Nancy Hodgson does that as well before she won.
How do you practice not having your name called?
Well, just say someone else and say your mum's.
I was going to say, it's quite tricky to I can imagine you practice having your name called out, but practicing, you're practicing silence or someone else's name.
And I also do a really good Dion impression, who hosts UK Galaxy pageants.
We'll go on then.
No, I can't. I'll just.
You have to. You can't mention that and then not do it. Okay, go on.
Okay. Wait, you need to wait for me to compose myself. Okay. So, contestant 32, Bethany Blissett, your Miss Team Galaxy North. But I can't do it when I'm alone.
That's actually scarily good. I feel like I was transported back to UK Galaxy. How long have you spent doing that impression?
I don't know. I've just picked it up over the years.
Do you do any other impressions, or is it just a Dion Robertson thing?
I can do Welsh. I can do quite good Welsh. Okay,
there's so many different Welsh accents, though. Do your Welsh. Let's see what it sounds like.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'll say that. But it's kind of like Gav and Stacey. Because I watch a lot of Gav and Stacey, and I'm not going to lie to you.
See, now you're saying that, and obviously I know Lauren Parkinson very well, and I'm thinking, actually, that does sound similar to what Lauren does. You actually, these accents are really good. If there's ever a talent round, you should do accent. You should do impersonations. Do you do any others?
No. Do you know, Ellie is really good at Australian. So, if you ever do an interview with her, make sure she does it. But I can't really do Australian.
I was going to say Australian accents for some reason seem to be really hard to impersonate. I've heard some really horrific Australian accents. People just start sounding like they have some sort of speech impediment. It's really weird. So to do a good Australian impression apparently is very, very difficult. Maggie G, I was going to say you have to imagine Dion's voice. I have to hear the Welsh. And Debbie has said, "Oh, Megan, I'm not going to lie to you, it's you." Is it?
I think it's from Cardiff. Is where Gavin Estates is based, so where Megan comes from, Cardiff.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I spent quite a lot of time in Cardiff.
Megan's accent.
Okay. All right. I'm still. Can you do the Dion impression one more time? It was just uncanny. Just.
I'll try and do it better this time because that wasn't very good. Okay, let me compose. Contestant 32, Bethany Blissett, your Miss Teen Northamptonshire Galaxy. And now, your Miss Teen Galaxy UK. If she watches this back, she's going to be really scared.
I am. I love, I think out of all the weird talents that people have, if anyone can do a good impersonation, I think for some reason that's like my favorite talent ever. I mean, you say that. The only person that I impersonate is Olivia McPike. It's not a Scottish accent. I don't do a good Scottish. I don't do impersonations, and I don't think my impersonation of Olivia is good either. But it literally is just one person saying one phrase. I mean, obviously you've got, for some reason, number 32 is locked in your brain, and for Olivia McPike, there's just one phrase, and for some reason it's stuck in my head when she was doing it her first. Oh, it's my turn, is it? Olivia was talking about her dogs, because we'll get to the final 10. I mentioned we're getting to the final 10 questions 10 minutes ago. We got sidetracked. But she was saying when her parents aren't at home, her dogs make these wee whimpering noises because they want to get up on the couch. So all I say, it's like wee whimpering noises. And even though, because I had her on the podcast and she goes, "That's really good," I'm like, that's the only impersonation I do, and it's literally just that one phrase. It's wee whimpering noises, and I just, for some reason, it got stuck in my head. I don't know if this happened to you. Just everywhere, it just went again and again and again, and now it just comes out every now and then. I'm not saying it's good, but I like doing it. I didn't do it to. Have you ever done your Dion impersonation to Dion's face, though?
Yes, and her family.
How did that go down?
Well, she filmed me doing it because I did it to her, and then she was like, "You're gonna have to do it again. I want to film it." But every time I can do it to myself really well when I'm at home alone. But I just get really nervous and start laughing, and I don't do it as well in front of people. Honestly, it's really good when I'm on my own.
Well, especially to the person you're imitating it to. I mean, I don't think I imitated Olivia to her face because I felt that would be, taking the mickey a little bit. But oh my God, I love impersonations. So if any of you watching out there in pageant land can do an impersonation, Bethany has set the bar, because that was a good impersonation. I felt like I was taken back to UK Galaxy for a second there. Debbie has put a few laughing emojis. Megan has said, "Oh my God, that is unreal." Megan has also said Barry, actually, and I'm close to Carter. Barry. That's I'm imagining where she lives.
Yeah. Yeah.
Debbie Hughes has written.
Megan. I'm sorry.
Debbie Hughes has written, "Dion Robertson, you have to watch this." And Ellie Corcoran has. Well, that's why I said, have you done it to Dion? Because if she watches this and it's her first time, she might be, "Oh my God, what's wrong?" Ellie Corcoran has written, you liked my Olivia impersonation, did you? She's written a crying emoji and a laughing crying emoji. I don't know if it's that bad, she's crying, or that good. Guys, sorry. If you have any other questions for Bethany, I'm actually crying here, so that's good. If you have any other questions for Bethany, Put them in the comments below. Otherwise, I can't talk anymore. I feel like I want to do the rest of this interview in Olivia's accent and you can answer in Dion's accent. But then I'm actually thinking no one would understand us because everyone says they can't understand the Scottish accent. So we could have a right old time and no one would understand what we're saying. Okay. All right. Bethany, let's go through the final 10, and then if anyone has any other further questions at the end, we'll circle back to them. Oh, okay. Yes, breathe. That is a giant straw.
I know, it's a giant straw for a cup.
Okay. The cup is that big. You look like a garden hose. You're trying to suck your glass of water through a garden hose. Okay. All right. Let's do this. Question 1. What is your favorite word?
Ooh. My favorite word. You're really putting me on the spot here. There's so many words. You speak all the time. How am I meant to have a favorite? Galaxy. We'll go with galaxy.
Following in Kelsey Pulten's footsteps, that was her favorite word, galaxy. She said it's her favorite pageant system, and she also said it's her favorite chocolate. So galaxy.
Yes, I love galaxy chocolate.
So these all go in pairs. So first question was, what's your favorite word? So the next question is, what is your least favorite word?
I don't know. Can it be in a different language?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so this is going to sound weird, but I don't like the word Wurst, which is it's sausage in German. I just don't like it. I don't know why. Wurst. Wurst.
Liverwurst, Bratwurst, all those Wurst. Okay, that was. I don't think anyone's ever answered in another language before, but there are no rules here. You're the queen now. You can do whatever you want. Question 3. In life, what gets you excited or what turns you on?
Passions, I guess. And drawing. I love drawing. So
of course.
Yeah.
Okay. And what turns you off?
Just negativity. I don't like people that give negative vibes are not needed any time. I think if you don't have anything nice to say, then just don't say it. Like, simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay. Question 5 is about sounds or noises. So, question 5: what sound or noise do you love?
You know those slime videos on Instagram?
Oh, no.
Like AMSR that.
Oh, God.
Oh, like I love like the crunching of snow, like fresh snow. That, yeah.
You lost me at slime videos. I've had this answer once before from one of our Aussie girls, Rachel Everin, who's the TikTok celebrity that everyone knows. And she's actually the current IJM international teen, and she loves slime videos. I was like, oh God, she was telling me about all the different slime videos, the ones that the crunchy one, apparently that you stick your fingers in, and it's like, oh, just please stop. Okay. Now, question 6 is, what sound or noise do you hate?
Okay, so my mum and dad and my family are gonna love watching this back because, look, people are gonna hate me for this. I hate anyone that crunches food really loud, especially crisp. Like, when I'm doing something, like drawing, if someone's eating a bag of crisps in front of me, I sometimes will cry, like literally tears streaming down my face. It gets that bad. I can't concentrate.
You cry? You
It's like painful to me. I have to leave the room. I have to exit. I'm like, I can't deal right now. I'm trying to concentrate, and you were distracting me, and you were making my ears hurt, and I'm gonna leave.
Daisy Blissett wrote crisp before you actually gave the answers. So
it's my sister, yeah.
Wow. Okay. So if we ever need to get you out of a room, basically just open a pack of crisps and have at it.
Yeah. Either I'll leave or I'll start crying.
No. Okay, I'll have to test this out at Chicago. Natasha Decker has written, it's called misophonia. I have it too. Oh, there you go. You're not the only person who has it, and it has a name.
There we go.
Probably
well, I'm so
misophobia, or is it misophonia, because it is a sound thing. That sounds like someone who's phobic of miso soup. I can't imagine anyone who'd be phobic of miso soup, but Daisy Blissett has written stirring.
Me.
Yeah, this is a weird thing. When people talk about their phobias in interviews, almost every time someone's gone, oh my God, I've got that too. It's not just me. Daisy Blissett has written stirring a cup of tea. Is that a UK?
Yeah, also, like stirring a cup of tea, but I can't take the sound of it like spoon bashing the side of the cup. Or if someone's like stirring a pan, I can't. No, I have to leave the room, or
Okay.
So yeah, if you want me to leave the room, cup of tea, pan, crisp, and I'll be out.
Well, Natasha has written it's an actual neurological disorder. That's horrible. So there you go.
Well, there
Sorry,
we go.
Bethany, you found out something about yourself during this interview. Let's move on. Question 7 is the most pageant test question. It's, if you could have any one superpower, what would you pick and why?
I mean, what superpowers are there? Like flying? Oh, well, no, I'd really like to I want either fly or read minds. Because would you just love to know? Like the judges are sitting in front of you and you know what they're thinking. That would be amazing.
It sounds great until you hear what they're thinking, and then it may not be so nice. That's what I've always said with that one, because people have like to read minds specifically so they can read the judges' minds, but you might find out something that you don't like is a problem.
That's true.
Okay, we're almost there. We've got 10 questions. We're on number 8. It's a bit different for you because you're at school, but what job or occupation other than your own would you most like to attempt? So I guess, what job would you most like to attempt?
So yeah, something in the fashion industry or in the media industry. I'd really like to do something along those lines, but I've got uni to go yet, so we'll see. I need to get into uni first.
Yeah. And question 9, what job would you definitely not like to attempt?
Being a mechanic. I just couldn't do it. I'm just not. Yeah,
Why?
I couldn't do that because I like to be glam a lot of the time.
You could be a glam mechanic, I guess. Maybe. I guess it doesn't really work.
Anything that involves height, because I'm only 5'2", so I can have a job that.
You're taller than Imogen.
Am I?
Yeah, Imogen told me she's when we were trying, because Imogen called in for our podcast when we had Charlotte Clemmy on, and Imogen is only 5 foot.
Oh, well, actually, she borrowed one of my dresses before, so we're pretty much the same size. But I didn't realise she was shorter than me.
Yeah, I've not actually met anyone who's 5 foot. Actually, 5 foot. Okay. Oh.
My sister's 4'11", so.
I shouldn't laugh at that, but I don't know why I laughed at it. But I had a few people tell me that they wanted a photo with me at Galaxy, and one girl in particular said she had tried to get my attention, but I didn't see her because she's also 5'2". So apparently she was right there, and I didn't see her. I felt so bad. That's why I'm laughing. Yeah, I just off on my own planet. Okay, final question. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at those pearly gates?
That's such a hard question.
I think that's the toughest one.
I have no idea. I don't know. As long as I'm in heaven, I don't really mind.
That is
That's
one.
fine by me. That's all I'm going to say.
One other person said she would just be happy because, she had got to heaven and hadn't, gone down to hell. So she'd be fine with that.
There you go.
Ellie Corcoran has said, if you're under 5 foot, you're classed as a dwarf, apparently. Sorry, Daisy. Ellie, that's not very nice to say. Ellie, you're quite...
She's a few centimetres off being a dwarf.
Okay. Ellie is tall, though, isn't she? I don't remember. I just remember sitting next to Ellie, so I don't know how tall she is. But
Ellie is, really tall. I'm not sure how tall, but when she's standing next to me, she's like up here and I'm up here.
Because I've asked this before because I'm 6'1", so I've been fascinated to know who's the tallest in pageant land. I know obviously Harriet is very tall, Heather Hopkins is very tall, Jessica Barkley is very tall. Is there anyone else that I'm missing out of that equation? Who are the really tall UK girls in pageant land?
The first person was Harriet that popped to mind. I can't really think of anyone else.
Yeah, I actually wonder if Harriet's still getting taller because she's she's just turned 19. She could actually still be getting taller. But anyway,
Sorry.
Yeah.
I was
No,
thinking, first time I did Galaxy, and when she won, I was stood next to her, and it was like that. A proper height difference.
You get a bit of a crick in your neck from looking up. Megan has... okay, so guys, any final questions and then I'll let Bethany go. Megan has asked, how is your hair so shiny?
Oh, thank you. I mean, I don't really know. I just wash my hair.
That's a good tip. Wash your hair from time to time.
I did wash it this morning, especially for the interview. There you go.
There you go. I feel special now. Daisy has said, thanks, Ellie. Ellie. She said, I'm actually 1 centimetre off. Oh, that's what Bethany said as well. And Ellie Corcoran has said, Beth, we are like Tom and Jerry. I'm really tall and you're really small.
Yeah. She's a tall blonde, I'm the short brunette. Opposites.
Yeah, I think Ellie, we should have you on for an interview so that Bethany can bug you with questions the entire interview. Absolutely. And you can see what it's like.
And make sure she does her Australian impression. Make sure.
Her Australian impression. Maggie has said, yes, thank you. I have to announce tonight's results. Oh, cool. I'm assuming the Psychos won again. Okay, so you just reminded me. So, Beth, because of your Dion impressions, so you remember, so when we're off air, before we go on interview, for those of you watching, I get people to record the introduction. I actually forgot to get Maggie to do hers. So it's, for Bethany, I'm Bethany Blissett, Miss Teen Galaxy UK 2020, and this is my interview with the Pageant Project. Before we sign off with the audience, can you please do that in Dion's voice? This is going to be challenging for you because it's not the same phrase.
It's not my phrase. Okay. I'm Bethany Blissett, your Miss Teen Galaxy UK 2020.
Amy, I don't need to interview Dion anymore. She's just like interviewing her right now. Oh dear. Okay, all right. Well, that's it. Maggie G has probably left the building now to announce the results, so I think that is a good time to leave it there. Bethany, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me. I've really enjoyed it. And it wasn't as nervous as I thought. I wasn't as nervous. It's good. Had a great time. Thank you.
I told you. All you got to do is bust out an impersonation, and after that, everything is sweet as. Thanks to the audience for watching, and thank you to all the questions and comments, especially Ellie. And Bethany, I'll keep you on the line for just a sec, but we'll see you next time. What's up, guys? It's Adrian again. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Remember to head over to pageantlaunch.com. Join our launch team for our review site. It's super important to all of us to make sure that the industry is safe, transparent, and fair. So head over to pageantlaunch.com, write in your email address, and we'll speak to you next time.